Alrighty.
So,
So we're
so
we're gonna be doing replay from the perspective of Wexler here then.
That
Uh,
yeah, probably. I mean, if I have any questions, I'll ask. There are a couple points in the game where I'm like, I don't fucking know what the fuck I'm supposed to do here.
yeah. If you have any questions at any point, or if anyone has anything they'd like to bring up at any point, just call it out. Um, I like to focus on one person because then it's mostly just it's kind of hard to divert attention at both players at the same time
Yeah.
for the in terms of like giving criticisms. Let's get this started. First things, as always, I like to consider easy thing to think about round starts. Of course, common round starts we can get from these characters. I've seen a lot of random tower testaments doing IED back H Gravedigger. Always the possibility of far slash, 6P, 5K, 2K, 2S, heavy slash. Backing off, really smart, really good generally. It seems like a very low impact round start from both these characters, so it's like hard to go wrong, incredibly wrong, unless, I don't know, Kai 5H might be something to worry about, but I don't expect it to be much of an
6H
issue.
might hit decent ranges if you do something defensive.
Yeah. 5H and 6H, well, 6H more a big call out, but they're both like slow options
Yeah.
that you can just beat out by doing something very like medium, like your 5K, your 5H, your 6P. 2K and 2S probably wouldn't interact with Kai 5H very well. Let's just see what
5K
happens.
might go under 5H. Or 2K rather.
Yeah, 2K. I think that would just be like two ships passing in the night.
Yeah.
But like we saw very conservative round starts. Round start block and round start walk back to us or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just, hey, let's play some neutral, guys.
both these characters are pretty content to play neutral, so
Yeah. Just want to look at this interaction once more. Back. I don't.
I have a sorry, quick question. What is the context for this match? Is this a tournament or is this?
This is just one of the. This is just one of the
Studio
studio
quest?
matches. So
this is
Wexler and Coffee.
one of two first to threes, yeah, that Coffee and I play.
Oh, did you do one first to three with Testament, one with Anji?
Yeah, just like last week. Yep.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna keep doing that for the time being. It's nice to get both characters, and I think the matchup XP is good for the other person too. So.
What's the backdash here for? The backdash here is just I'm scared of what my opponent's going to do, and I don't know what they're going to do, so I want to build space. But I don't think this backdash accomplishes anything.
Can you show inputs? Because I probably was just trying to.
It's
This is YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's a recording of the actual match, so yeah.
Well, I have a tendency to backdash when I just mean to like backwalk twice, basically. So my guess is that's what happened here.
All right. Backdash.
Punish.
Something for Coffee. What the hell was that stun dipper, dude?
He was literally standing up. If you can react to that, that's fair. But
it was pretty far range, so the time to react is a lot more.
Yeah.
At this range, I'm pretty sure ground fireball is gonna. Yeah.
Like that doesn't accomplish much other than, hey, I really want to get the knockdown. This is just, I feel like you can do more by just dashing forward, walking forward, jumping in place. Kai has like actually really good air buttons, which is some people forget.
No, definitely just walking up is better.
Yeah. It seems like super high risk, and you're getting
for like a once-off knockdown.
Yeah, punished for it. Could accomplish more from this. The 2K JK didn't combo in the 2K 2D there. Might have been too far for like the OTG first hit Gravedigger. I don't know. I feel like that actually has a pretty big hitbox. just doing like 2K 2D slight delay Gravedigger. Then like the first hit.
Instead of the full one.
Yeah, the first hit hits OTG, and then the skull here will hit meaty like 99 out of 100 times, and that sets up. That sets up your pressure.
Hits meaty too, doesn't it?
No, this doesn't right here.
Okay. Oh,
No
yeah.
block.
So I just needed to charge it less. I'm still learning that setup. So.
Yeah, you don't have to delay it much. It's just like the slight delay, so it doesn't juggle them. That's like small percentage. If you're doing JD here, also just buffer the H Gravedigger in the air, because it's safe on block, sets up the succubus.
Is that a burst bait?
No.
Okay.
No, that was a missed.
Air Gravedigger.
Like I got thrown because it actually hit. I was expecting it to get blocked to just do JH JD 236H.
Okay.
Even on block, I think doing the H Gravedigger is like extra safe and even
Instead of JD.
advantageous.
Sure.
No, after the JD. After the JD.
Oh, gotcha.
You commit to doing the double overhead. If it hits, then great. You get the combo into I think you get like OTG Unholy Diver or something, but yeah. You just buffer it right here. And then I'm getting lost here. What the heck?
There.
Yeah, here's
Same
the first
thing, though,
one.
where I missed the meaty fireball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's what it's supposed to do.
Mhm. I feel like in these setups, I'm not so familiar with Testament. It's probably like you either do full charge Gravedigger or you go for the OTG first hit. But that's just my intuition, and I don't actually have experience with that setup. I've messed around with it, but that was like almost a year ago.
Yeah, it's just something I'm playing around with.
Mhm.
You can see I'm trying to use it a lot in this set just to get a feel for it. And it is pretty strong when it's working.
You don't need to air dash in here.
Yeah. Nope.
Testament is a really, really great ground game. Their buttons are in the air are pretty solid, but you can control a lot of space by just standing still, throwing Gravediggers, or just being patient here. Good confirmation. Stain Pop makes everything so much easier. Round start, just walk back. Good choice with this XP. Ooh. Great look with the far slash there. Everyone always forgets about teleport until it actually happens. Just want to look at this one more time. Solid air dash choice there. I don't know, just a little bit it feels like you're trying to move too much, but once you're back in the corner you slow it down, which is a good thing. Wait, how did that trade in the it traded and you still got the stain?
Yep.
Is that like
Yeah, that
Unholy
happened
Diver
twice.
hit after you got hit? That's so weird.
Yeah, it's jank. It's something that just happens with Unholy Diver trades. You just have to react to it. It also doesn't always work like this. So, all right, and this is like my third air dash, and I get smoked for it, I think. Oh yeah.
Is the inner Nagoriyuki player from Coffee doing anti-air 2H?
Instead of doing 6P.
I mean, 6P is the conservative option. 2H is like, oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. I
Hard call out.
play Bridget, dude.
Yeah.
My 2H is just as juicy.
It's what you want. Right, instead of doing 6P, that's what you want to hit. Is 2H.
I mean,
If you
this
know
is
it's
like
coming,
this
like
is
on the hard
neither
read,
here. This is
or-
neither here nor there. It worked out, so it ended up
Yeah.
being a really good decision. But yeah, staying grounded with Testament's really good. You have some really good ideas with like just messing around with your far slash and throwing those grave diggers, but the focus here is a little bit too much on the air. That's not where Testament really excels.
Yeah, I historically have been working to get away from like Rushdown Testament, Lloyd Kid Attest.
Mhm.
It's a completely different style of character for me from what I've been playing, so it's taking some getting used to.
Getting better at it though.
Yeah.
Good use of Faultless. I like
hate to say
you're like actively trying to fight out of the corner. And it might be a little bit hard. I'm not sure. You don't have to always press. Not to say that what you did here is necessarily wrong, just more ideas that. Well, you don't get like super punished here. You do get hit, which can add up. Just generally, just dash blocking out of the corner is very
Oh, sure.
strong. Testament's
On-
dash kind of sucks, especially like the early frames of it, but
Yeah, they're not very scooty, but I mean, even walking forward
mhm.
that's non-committal and that gets you space.
I think just looking at this position right here, right? Like we have you just got out of being pressured in the corner. Like run up throw. You faultless defense out here. Coffee has already backdashed out. This was probably just some call out. I don't think this is any sort of reaction here. Get hit the first time. And now you're just holding your ground. Very good. Preemptive 6p, no issues. Yeah. Oh, and then you got hit, and this to me is a sign of impatience.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Maybe I'm looking for a fireball, but I think I'm just trying to get out of the corner quick.
I don't think this is of course only the third round. There hasn't been a huge representation of the fireball yet, and Coffee has punished you for your air dashes like 3 out of 4 times.
Yeah, second time in the round.
Conservative burst usage. Ooh, that hit really deep.
And I didn't know what to do, so
That looked
yeah,
like
there
I'm
was
gonna
two there.
I'm gonna assume that was a reaction because that looks like you could have reacted at that distance. That hit super deep. That JH.
It just happened to be the 6P.
Yeah, it's probably a combination of the recovery frames and reaction time.
I think it was a couple frames too late, probably.
Yeah. Off of knockdown like this, I've seen like dash up Gravedigger. I think you might be able to get dash up first hit OTG, second hit meaty. I'm not sure, but I feel like dash up Gravedigger or like charge Gravedigger would be a solid choice here. Of course, that has to look out for like Stun Dipper if you're charging it so much. I'm not sure actually. That hits meaty. It's pretty solid. I think maybe I'm thinking of being close to the corner, but what you did here is a solid setup. You get your win condition set up. You're close to 50% tension. You just have to get like one hit blocked, and you can cancel into Nostrovia and get a mix up. So you're staying grounded.
And get aired and aired
Once again, a trade this time. It'll work.
But
It's yeah, like
I don't
see the
think that was an
fireball and I'm
IA.
just
I don't
thinking
think that
and-
was an IAD. I don't think that was your instant air dash.
No,
That
it was
looked like
not.
jump back. Oh, I see the
because
fireball
it wasn't a
now.
forward jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your thought here is to be instant air dash, or I want to get over the fireball with my air dash, then I think specifically the forward jump 9-6 or 9 air dash or 9 dash button is the go-to here. It traded, so I think if you had gotten the instant of the most instant air dash, it might have actually just straight up beaten.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's good to know because I'm looking at this thinking like, oh, I'm getting anti-aired, but it's just the matter if it's just like I need to be more on top of the IAD timing to get those fireballs or to punish the fireballs.
It's perfectly fine to just not jump over or not air dash over a fireball. You can see the fireball and just block it and faultless defense to prevent chip if you need to, and just use that as like an opportunity to gain space or establish neutral. Like with Testament, you have the opportunity to just like block and then set up a Gravedigger or even doing something like right here, get the meaty set up, fireball incoming, jump Gravedigger, like air S or air H Gravedigger.
Yeah, I like Air H Gravedigger, I think, best here.
Or you can like just jump, fall to about just off the ground and do S Gravedigger, so it occupies sort of that standing space, but they can crouch under it or like Stun Dipper. Either way, just another option to approach the fireball without being
Suddenly rains
offensive.
summer on fire or coffee.
Yeah,
'Cause
especially with Kai's fireballs, like shock state doesn't really do a whole lot anyway. So as long as you're blocking it, it's kind of
Something
whatever.
for
Yep.
Kai there. You had 50 meter. If you wanted to challenge with the 6P and guarantee it, I guess you could have DP'd there.
Yeah, so I didn't DP a single time
Oh,
in this entire set. I am not used to doing
oh
DPs
no.
ever at all. So we'll work on that. But
Yeah.
that is something that I thought of where I'm like, should have just fucking DP'd there because I see it.
Yeah, 50 meter, it's safe.
Embrace
Just-
your inner Street Fighter. Get that $1 million, brother.
Yeah. We're all Street Fighter gamers eventually.
All right, this is game 2. Up 1-0 for Coffee. Round start, IAD back, H Gravedigger, walk back Fireball. Very 2 ships passing in the night sort of round start. We have the Succubus setup, which is very strong. If we can find that Coffee is just content to stay full screen, then throwing out Unholy Diver seems like it could be solid. Good patience. I like the use of the Gravedigger. I don't think there's like any issue here because they were so far away, but I don't know. There is benefit to just throwing the Gravedigger out and letting it stay out. I don't think this is inherently a bad thing what you did. I think that there can be more benefits potentially from just a slightly more passive neutral approach in this particular instance. You haven't quite established it just yet.
Can you go back up a few seconds?
This is Gravedigger, dash, jump.
Yeah, you're
IAD.
already starting the Gravedigger, I guess, when
Yeah.
I dash. Yeah.
And if I let it go right now, I might have time to 6P, but it's close.
Yeah.
And I think I hold it. No, I think I pretty much let it go as soon
Yeah.
as I see you jump. And
I
I'm just
don't think
getting
you would
fireball
have been
first,
able
that happens.
to interact there. I think that you already had committed to it, and the only way to get out of that safely was with 50% tension.
Okay, so when you say passive neutral, just play a little slower. Don't immediately throw the next fireball here.
Yeah, so Testament in Accent Core in Plus R is you can just set a bunch of shit out and let it do work. And you can do a similar thing with Gravedigger. Just single Gravedigger, let it ride along the ground, and it comes up and it'll hit Kyle, or it'll just put out the Succubus. And having the Succubus out is very strong because it represents 2 very strong options. Because this, it got rid of the lingering hitbox on the ground and starts up there. Knockdown. Kai doing Kai things. 6P, what is that 6P trying to beat?
Probably Fuda Arc.
If you're trying to beat Fudra Arc, you can just 5P it.
5P it on reaction. Yep. Oh, don't worry, I know these things.
6P, like...
Sorry, I don't mean to be glib. It's just like, yeah, I know. I just don't do it.
So I think if you're trying to specifically beat Fudra Arc, you can resort to a different option, because 6P here doesn't really interact with much other than some sort of cheeky repressure idea, like going for the... What did you do? Like,
I mean, technically, you can use 6P to invuln through the fireball if you time it right, but
I feel in the corner that's so difficult though.
I don't think it's
Especially at this range. I think
Also not what I was trying to do.
The 6P here interacts with trying to steal a turn back with like far slash heavy slash.
Yeah.
It
Good old
would
9-1
interact with Foudre Arc, but I think if your goal is to beat Foudre Arc, 6P is preemptive 6P is not what you're supposed to do.
My also guess is this might just be something familiar against playing against Geo a shit ton.
That's not something you
Yeah.
should be doing against Geo either.
It's a little better nowadays just because it beats 2 on 4K, but like, yeah.
It beats like heavy delay 214K.
No, it beats all of them.
It beats.
Everything that's any amount of gap, it beats now.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
upper body invul and like
Yeah,
earlier
the
frames.
change, the change to 2 on 4K makes it lose to any frame trap if I do go for it.
Okay.
I would go further than that, Lloyd. I think like these kinds of preemptive 6Ps in the corner are just a defensive crutch I have.
Mm.
Because I mean, if you're especially tower, I play a lot of tower. It's probably bad for me, but especially in tower, people are always just like gaping in on you. 6P puts a stop to a lot of that kind of shenanigans.
That's fair.
People
So
in tower
it's
are
just
wild.
It's just kind of a bad habit I have, or an autopilot thing I have, I guess.
Fair enough.
This looks like misread the lightning.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed 2 supers in this. But it was fun.
Ends up working out
Yeah.
for coffee at
Lucky.
least. I mean, the Stun Dipper RC is just, hey, you better be blocking low.
Mm-hmm.
This is that
If you-
passive neutral that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, I guess it's not that big a deal to just block a fireball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like really what Testament I feel excels at.
Doesn't need to
Oh.
commit a damn thing.
Not a criticism, but look how far the crow. It looked like the crow was so far in when you activated that unholy diver.
So something that Frank and I noticed while Frank was watching your matches, you don't do horizontal crow. I don't think we saw.
You mean the like held
Yeah.
unholy diver?
Yeah.
I think they did it like once
Yeah. So
right there.
yeah, right there. Doing that more might be worth it because mostly what I'm doing here is jumping.
Yeah.
If you see your
The-
opponent
Yeah,
jumping
it works
a lot,
out. It works out twice here. That is also very much on my radar. I think Lloyd can attest. But yeah, because you get a really good situation. Even if it whiffs, you're then in this situation where you have a window to hit to just like get a horizontal crow on the ground, and that's really strong.
The
Yeah.
threat of unholy diver is, I think, pretty big to the point that just doing it, held or not, sort of makes the opponent think how they want to move in neutral.
Mostly, just fear of stain state is massive.
Stain
Yeah.
state is very powerful here. That was a good reaction. I think that was a pretty smart burst bait, actually, because instant burst means you block it.
Yeah.
Just holding down back, the stain pops, and you get the auto combo here.
Yep,
So-
I don't lose anything going for this. It's a little unfortunate that I didn't hold it quite long enough, but whatever. Still didn't lose anything, so
That was another instance of... I don't think that was necessarily bad again. Maybe just that you got punished for it once. So just another thing to think about when you choose your decisions from full screen. I think Coffee has shown you enough that they want to jump. So you need to... it needs to be something more present. Thought about it there.
Good
So-
challenge.
Testament being not very movie. Stun Dipper.
I guess you got the knockdown. That makes sense.
It's a good burst, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, the only way that burst is definitely hitting unless Coffee is RCing because why not? Because they felt like it. I don't know.
Yeah, basically.
they have a 100-meter basically. I mean, it could happen, but
It can happen, but It's almost at that point where you're sort of do or die.
Yeah.
I like the teleport. Your teleports have been pretty good, just being aware of it on screen. I don't know why you did that OTG 6H, but I'm gonna guess drop charge stunnage.
No. I need to look into what I can do off because I don't. I just did it off of reaction to getting a throw. And I'm like, I
Was
don't
it a
know what I
Nagoriyuki
get.
thing? It was a
No,
Nagoriyuki thing,
no,
wasn't
no,
it? OTG
no.
6H.
I mean, it works, but no, I was like, I can do 6H. I can get a little bit of damage, and then I can get a setup afterwards. But I don't know what the setup is. Obviously, charge stunnage is not the setup, so I need to
The
figure out.
setup is like dash up, slight dash charge
Yeah.
stunnage, I think, but a smarter Kai player would know better than me. Good luck on the neutral going over the charge stun edge there.
Yep.
Ooh, good reaction. Coffee had already committed to, I don't know, I'm just going to guess JH.
Yep, probably.
I like your
It's
defense
pretty-
here. Just, you're not holding faultless defense, which is something that people like forget about because it takes away so much meter.
That's because I'm usually going for IBFDs,
Hmm.
for better or worse.
Yeah, IBFD
combo.
sort of deletes Kai's game plan.
Even just regular FDs in this case have
Yeah.
put a big stop in what I want to do. So
Like- Even though you didn't get the attempted wake up IBFD, just that one FD means that he has to dash in that extra bit more to get
Yeah.
the throw and opens it up for a bigger punish here. 2K2D sets up just fine. Oh, that was big. I don't know what you can get off that actually. Small thing, you can dash cancel off of that.
Oh yeah, that makes this combo actually work.
It makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
I've seen Bepa do it. Oh, privilege. Look at that 2K.
Oh yeah, that 2K is so nasty.
Look at that.
And I pull the hat down too.
Good old DLC 2K.
You'll see 2K.
Just like, holy shit, look at this.
going right through it.
6 frames, by the way.
You have super.
Yeah, no, that's what Frank said too. It's like
Frank
you-
is
you
yelling at
won.
me. Yeah.
I was not paying attention.
Yeah.
I unironically look for it now because Frank's been yelling it at me for like 2 weeks straight now.
Yeah.
I like the idea of trying to go for the Gravedigger there, because right now, long distance burst option, like burst movement option, is stun edge here. But this is just slightly too late. I don't know, even if you had gotten it as fast as possible out of blocks on there, it might not have been able to interact with that. I don't know. If that was an attempted back walk or not, that backdash doesn't really accomplish much, but it can be tough to 6P that JH on incoming. I don't know.
I think it was just a panic backdash. Trying to 6P was probably a better
Yeah.
option.
6P is kind of dangerous because the Kai JH hits so low.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm not sure if it even would have worked out at that point.
I might have just needed to try to block then. That's also really scary with that amount of HP.
Mm-hmm. Did you have the crow back, or was that just whiff P? Oh.
Yeah, I think it was.
It looked like an
Um,
attempted unholy diver.
And then just a little too early.
And there's that.
Can you go
Another-
back quick? I was gonna check if that was a held crow or not.
It was not.
Oh yeah, yep. So held crow would have if anti-aired there.
Mm-hmm. Good teleport. Good recognition. Oh, slow reaction on that 6P. I think you've done double overhead each time now.
Yeah.
So at least the next time I'm going to be looking out for the low. Me as a Testament player, if I was a Testament player. You could that looked like a
6p.
pretty free 6p, even like 5p, because they had
Yeah,
stain on them.
Yeah.
Kai
I don't know
things
why that throw whiffed.
probably did it on active
Can you
on
go
frame
back?
4.
Oh. Was there like a shock state or anything? No.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, that's just
That shit-
unfortunate.
That shit looks like it should have. Even I was like, how the fuck did I not get thrown?
I think you. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what the hell?
I have no idea.
Let's count.
Anyway.
Let's count. So when are we waking up?
FD's out.
FD's out for so long here. Yeah, why did that throw not hit?
I was like,
That's
I'm pretty
tragic.
sure I saw FD out before I threw, but whatever.
The attempted overhead low rather than double overhead. I think the spacing was just off there.
Yeah.
But
The low I want to use is still 2K, not 2S, I think. Although I was probably trying to adjust for the spacing, it just didn't work out.
This is where I turn my brain off, where I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. And then I'm like, all right, fireball.
even dash blocking.
I'm so not used to. So that's something that when I talked to Frank about, I was like, I should do that because that is not something that I'm used to.
Oh my god.
I don't think you need to be so hungry for the burst bait here. Look, we can look at the resources. Like you have 75%, 80% health here. Coffee is about to die. Any burst that they get that is a blue burst is a win in my book. Because it sends you back to neutral where Testament has control.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only reason to go for
Slash.
I think the only reason to go for a burst bait here is if you have 50% tension. To just do like red RC, just test the waters, see if they are preemptively bursting or not.
Oh sure. Like
Yeah.
hit meaty RC, see if there's a burst, and then
Yeah, because
react
when you red RC, if you have a hit, when you red RC and they are already bursting, they won't float up with the hitbox of the RC. So they're just like stuck in place, and that's the visual indicator that they're bursting. So we PRC to try to stay safe. Like even just doing 2K stain pop and then do an OTG attack, do like your OTG S Gravedigger, I think would be a solid option there. But just the hard bait there seems like, especially now, 100% tension, this could lead to your death. Works out though. 2-1.
Yeah, that is another bad habit of mine for sure.
Yeah, that's
Going
too
for
much.
just, like,
That's too much
crazy yellow
tower
burst
play.
baits. Oh yeah.
That's what tower does to an MF. Good 6p.
There we go.
Yep.
Well, this is like the sweet spot. Right at that far slash range. This is a great start for you. Good patience.
Good throw.
I could have just fucking killed, yeah.
Oh, cute.
Decided to go for something cheeky instead, yeah.
Yeah. That whole entire round was like, we talked about all of these things for the past like 30 minutes. Like, oh yeah, it's all coming together now. Like you are actually listening from the past.
There's a certain, I can't remember if I'd been, no, I'd been playing a little bit before this game. It might not have been on Testament though, so. Ouch.
Counter
I don't know what I was
6H.
pressing, but.
You get Foudre Arc after that, even mid-screen.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm not used to doing Foudre Arc. I missed it twice. I think I might have missed it 3 or 4 times.
Oh
throughout
no.
the set.
There's that preemptive 6p. It works out.
Yeah, it works out against the Foudre Arc. I should have grabbed there.
Not close enough for that 6H. You get Oki. I think you get a better situation. I've seen other Testament players, instead of doing 2S OTG, doing Gravedigger OTG.
Yeah.
You get basically the same idea for the meaty, but it's tighter. Because that seems like not as many plus frames as you could have gotten with the OTG Gravedigger setup. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I need to look at actual. I was avoiding Testament resources for a while just because that's kind of how I like to learn characters, I guess. But now it's definitely time to go look at like what the good players are doing. Deb just dropped a Testament guide today that I looked at that was really helpful. So
There's backdash that didn't seem to accomplish
good.
much, but big
I saw the
gator.
startup of the PRC.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a little late. I think if you do it like the
No.
frame after the fireball, you can.
Another one.
6p going the wrong way, unfortunately.
spot for the 4P. I think.
Dash up 6p. Just like dash up 6p is very strong for Testament for like no reason other than, hey, look at my big 6p.
Yeah, look at that fucking hitbox. It is
Such a
not.
good
It is.
button.
Yeah, it is.
Tick throw. Another use of where like dash up OTG Gravedigger would have been very powerful there. Good tech. Coffee's starting to change up their rhythm. You were still in Blockstone there? What? That was the latest
the hell?
YRC. What the hell? Holy cow.
Because I got hit by it, even though I was just running.
That is unfortunate.
I'm going to assume you were doing dash up throw or dash up action. You had already hard committed to it, because I have no idea why you were still in Blockstone there. Well, I know why, but it looked like you shouldn't have been. Preemptive 6p works out well. Coffee just really wants to throw you.
Coffee's
Good on you to hold
grappler.
the burst.
It's I don't know if Coffee has this read at this point, but as a player, I'm terrible at holding throws. So
You're
using
better at
those
it than you
against me.
think.
He's just Kai-brained right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's like, you know what would be
I
cool?
I
You know what would be
I think-
funny?
Well, I'm seeing that I'm getting FD'd out. I'm getting hits.
That is
God,
Another.
that is
Yeah.
tragic.
I'm seeing that the hits that I'm getting with 6H, like I'm stupid and I don't know. I can't convert those at the moment. So
there's another.
Wait, right here for a second. Sorry. On Kai, you can use your like flying fish, your chic down B. I don't know what it's called in this game to go overcharge fireballs on Testament and guarantee a hit. So like instead
Oh,
of
that
jumping
click?
in, you can use your like flying kick that's negative,
Oh, Food Arc.
and it hits
backflip.
Testament guaranteed if she is
Over
charging
the
fireball. Yeah,
Huh.
I forgot to put it in the notes. Sorry, I just remembered now.
it's all good. I'll have to test that because
It might be like
know.
a spacing.
Well, like Gravedigger is like very low to the ground.
yeah,
Super
Like,
low, yeah.
I played, I don't know, what's about like a first to 10 or something. A bunch of games with Chroma the other day, and I can Bridget somersault with an S yo-yo out, horizontal yo-yo. I can just Bridget somersault right over the Gravedigger.
Dude, it's gross. Yeah.
I had so much trouble with that matchup until I figured that out. And it's like, wait, hold on a moment, hold on.
It forces Test to either commit to the H1, which is just like a toss if you miss it, or like a 6P. So
There,
Even just like, I mean, quick tangent, but Bridget doesn't have to commit to the full roll to get over. You just like roll and then jump, or like roll and cancel out of it early with like Kara FD or something. Can
I mean,
do
even
a lot.
Romola was even saying in the video that she dropped today, like characters that have unique movement options are, and I think like Food Arc is, you wouldn't necessarily call it a movement option, but I think in this situation it works.
Food
Just to,
Arc
like,
in neutral.
change your trajectory.
Yeah, Food Arc, as a tool, I think mostly is like to catch backdash or catch air options.
jump.
Yeah.
shouldn't say.
Previously, Greed Sever, what Foudre Arc replaced, it's like a 30 frame overhead.
Yeah, that was for opening up people who had bad internet connections.
No,
It's honestly not.
what
there's
it's
a lot.
actually for, what it was actually used for, was to counter low options.
Yeah, to
Mhm.
low crush.
I mean, in Exert at least. I'm not so familiar with Plus R Kai. In Exert, Kai doesn't really need Greed Sever because they just hit you with a bunch of mids, and once they get a knockdown, they have the seal and the heavy stun edge shit.
The
But
sword.
this Foudre Arc is sort of like not exactly a 1-to-1, but it can accomplish essentially the same thing. I don't know. I was getting distracted. I have no idea what was happening before this. We have Greedy Air Dash. It had been working before. Now Coffee took a little bit of extra time between fireballs to change it. So that's
And I think
another
I'm just a
adaptation.
little bit further away, which helps.
Mm-hmm. Got to be careful of 100% tension here. Yep, there's beats out the Unholy Diver.
Stun Dipper's really
And
good.
another-
For that.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
good
It's okay.
one.
It's okay.
It
It's
works.
okay. 5 frame half screen low.
All American, all American.
All right. So there were criticisms more towards the beginning of the set, but as things moved on, you were starting to think about it.
I'm very happy with this set, especially you weren't here for this last week, Dostrow, but there's like really tangible improvement from last week.
That's good. That's good to hear.
In the
That's
game
what
plan.
that's what Frank was saying. I'm sure you'll read his thoughts and.
Yeah. No,
from
I
that.
had a look at Frank's notes, and
Yeah.
and I felt it too when I was playing. That I was just like, I don't know, playing better. like, so.
So
Yeah, even though I lost, I was pretty happy with this one.
I'm not sure what can necessarily encourage the improvement of adapting to your opponent, but I do think further familiarity with the character will put aside the sort of overwhelming feeling of what option do I use here to like more streamline and focus on it'll turn those things into more System 2 gameplay where you can focus your System 1 on what is my opponent doing to get around these actions and then flow
Building
through
your
it.
autopilot, essentially.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I totally agree. Testament's just a hard character, like, but it's been really rewarding because, like, they have so many options between like the extra options they have to move on the screen and the fireballs, the setups. Like, there's a lot more to keep track of, but I think, yeah, I think I'm still getting the hang of it, but we're headed in the right direction anyway.
Yeah,
so.
there's a lot of really good things happening in this set. We can move on to the next Wexler character change, but I'm going to pull the room once more. Is there anyone who would like us to go over their replay?
You want to do ours?
We can. I think we would, if we do our match, we should pick one of us to focus on for the frame of improvement.
I mean, considering I lost, it'd probably be me.
Really quick, barbooch.
Yeah.
I have to just say I really respect the hell out of the log-legged Larry profile.
Yeah. Dude, it's a classic.
I love ASAP Rock, unironically.
I like
that video is so good.
haven't listened to them in a really long time, and then I found that, and I was like, damn, this slaps.
Yeah, there's a rumor that ASAP Rock's gonna do a whole album just of nursery rhymes, and that sounds like so much fun. I really hope he does it
awesome.
someday. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, round start things to consider.
/. How does
So the / and 2S are very present for / 2S, 2D, 5H are like grounded options that Zato has. 5P, 6P, sort of more reactionary. Something low committal from Bridget is that I have my 5K, which cleanly beats out Farslash and 2S by Zato. Both of them. Like, it's not a guess one or the other. It's I put out 5K, and it beats out both of them, whatever.
It really be like that.
It really do be like that. That's something that completely unlocked the matchup for a little bit for me against Macho, but then then the matchup evolved into other options. What else? Sort of the 5H sort of response to that, jumping away, playing the far screen neutral, plays around that. I think something that's like very big and important, I guess, for Zato is like, oh, if I get this hit at round start, the game is over. I've just won the match. But we do round start. I'm playing conservative, just trying to figure out what's going on. I do something dumb in 5K that against a Zato player that has everything extra down on lock, I would get hard punished for that. But this turns into an advantageous position for me because you're far screen and don't have Eddie. Whereas if you are far screen with Eddie, that's your game to play. So just one thing to clean up from that interaction is just being able to clean up the Pierce stuff.
Dostrow, is there anything you can really do about that oppose when it's just like between you and Zato like that, or you just have to respect it?
What I do when oppose is out, and I'm not threatened by it, I can just play it cool because Zato has to make instigate the action there. If they do anything like they do a clap or they do drunkard shade, I can catch almost anything out of it. The oppose is just a stop sign saying, "Hey, I'm about to play neutral here." And
okay, but it's not really all that threatening for you, so you can just kind of chill and watch it happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
In general, you can wait for the Zato has to do something out of it, usually, because oppose dropping is really bad.
Does oppose always go into the strike?
No, you can cancel it into other Eddie moves or unsummon.
Okay, gotcha.
As long as there's Eddie gauge to use. If it is already out, then you can't do anything. Or well, you can drunkard shade, but it'll just do nothing.
Yeah.
Something that I've been trying to implement more is getting around these drills. Invite hell. Thank you. Get around the invite hell using somersault. I don't know how much time you have to react to that. Yeah, I'm not sure you would have been able to.
Invite hell is like really, really, really bad on whiff.
Yeah, I don't think you would have had time to 6P there.
No.
Even then, the 6P I think would have been slow enough that I might have been able to block that, but that's neither here nor there. That's -6, by the way.
Wait. That is?
Yeah.
From there? Okay. Well, because you can make it, like, less minus, right? Depending on how it's spaced.
Like, the further it is, then it can be, like, in air quotes, less minus sometimes. I can make the scooter even plus at sometimes, but when I'm that close, I am basically committing to doing a follow-up or trying to mix you up with the whiff.
Okay.
So after that, you should be able to get like guaranteed punish if you're close enough. A throw, 5P. This is just Bridget corner pressure. Solid burst option. I established neutral. That's super plus. They gave it more hits in the recent patch.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've played a Bridget.
Yeah. If you're trying to challenge there, 6P is probably the go-to. Then it just becomes RPS if I do long range attack or 2S. Otherwise,
yeah,
you can.
I was gonna say 6P seems like the right call if you were to challenge.
Yeah.
I'll oppose, I guess.
Oppose would be too slow. You'd get counter hit. That was what was I trying to do there? I probably messed up my.
What the hell?
I think I was.
When the throw started.
I think that's what. I think Bridget was in the air. I think. Was I trying to do like?
Then is that 2S that Bridget's winding up into?
Yeah, that's why. Why did I 6H there? What the hell was I doing? Was I trying to do like a Kara H yo-yo or something? Or not Kara, Tiger Knee H
If you
yo-yo?
really wanted to know, you could just pull up like the input history if you have the like
It's
VOD from when you played it on your stream.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
this was from like Thursday. It's almost definitely gone.
Yeah, rip.
And then back throw incident. I'm going to guess that was missed command throw.
Yes, you'd be right. Buffer system, classic.
What is the input for?
623S.
Okay, and Toad is on S2.
Yeah,
So the
236S.
problem is the buffer system will force you to get the frog instead of command grab a lot of times. You gotta be pretty clean with it.
Here's me responding to your S normals. I
like
should
that.
be punished
I like
for
that
that.
movement around start.
Yeah. Fuzzy jump out,
Goddamn.
gets out of the attempted plus frames. Bridget moment. So when Bridget jumps up like this, you should be trying to cover with jump P.
Yeah, actually, in that instance, I was trying to jump P. I was trying to jump P and negative edge frog.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's how that happened.
Okay. Then it turned into the Bridget moment. Get back down there.
You might just want to fly as far away as you can. There's no.
If you're trying to get out, maybe like JD into fly, but if you're in the air against Bridget, you either want to be like up really high or right above her, because
Above
the
her, yeah.
2H hits
Yeah.
like right about right here, and the
I know.
further you are back here, it's
I
more
remember that
difficult.
button being insane, and I'm pretty sure that's the only time I get hit like this in the set, because I remember after I get hit, like, oh yeah, you just fucking die to that.
I messed up my combo. Yeah.
Nice kill.
Neutral things. Pierce caught me out.
I can't believe that RC hit me from there.
Ooh.
Oh. Dropped input. There's so much spaghetti. $5K. That's plus. At that point, probably, at least. Getting hit, blocking the late frames of Kickstart My Heart like that is plus.
Dude.
Everyone's like, oh, isn't it always the same block stun? It's like, no, it's not. I mean, it's always the same block stun. It's not the same frame advantage.
Yeah.
I get to change how it
You,
hits.
sorry, could you go over that sequence again, or just show it again? I'm trying to. Which one's Kickstart My Heart?
Scooter.
Okay,
That.
and then that's plus.
If it connects on the late frames of the scooter, then it's plus. If it connects on the earlier frames, then it's minus. Like if you
Yeah,
go to
it's,
Dustloop right now and go for Kickstart, look at Kickstart My Heart, it's like anywhere between like minus 20 and plus, I don't know, 7.
Oh, it's that. Okay.
Well, that might
I
be.
guess it's active really, really long. So, well, I do get the concept though. Just so if like Bridget pulls out slow and hits with the late frames of the scooter, then you're stuck blocking.
Yeah.
You can hit it on the way in though, right?
Yeah. It
Okay.
has the hitbox is like on Bridget, so if you try to hit her out of it, it's pretty easy.
Wait, can you use 6P scooter?
You can.
Okay.
You don't have to.
I find it easier to like projectile it, but it's like it's kind of weird. Whenever I try to 6P, it seems so low
I
profile.
mean, if you're like trying to call it out, a lot of the time something like 6P, 5K, / character dependent.
Dude, I thought it was neutral skip. I thought it was in one. That's on me. Yeah.
It's not.
It
they-
seems to, like trade a lot.
It can. It's like button dependent. Just find out what your best button is to challenge it.
I'm curious what the hitboxes look like now.
I don't know. It's
I'll
relatively
look.
low to the ground. It has that new proximity effect that Eno Note has, so that it can actually hit Elk Hunt now. Oh yeah, it's right in front of her.
Like, she's like bent over a little bit. It like goes up the hitbox goes up to like her head, and her hurt box is like her entire body.
Yeah, the hurt box extends in front of her.
Yep.
Anyways, cheeky. Normally, a lot of the times this is thrown for a meaty yo-yo, but I went for yo-yo set. Gets the wall stick here. Off of it. That's just a knowledge thing. But I think, what was it? I'm going to guess that was fuzzy jump or like fuzzy backdash.
Yeah, it was supposed to probably a jump.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Get the hard knockdown here. That hits meaty. Or, well, I can have it hit meaty, but then it, like... If I do the instant version of the JS, rather than slight delay, the instant version can be subject to being thrown when I land. Punish throw, or if I delay it, it can, like, just counter hit or catch your backdash. But that's just, like, a meaty setup 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I figured after getting hit by it, I was like, oh, I guess that's meaty.
Backdash gets caught. This is like a distance where I'm comfortable doing whatever the hell I want, because your wake-up options are not going to be able to hit me out of whatever I'm trying to hit you with.
Yeah.
Jump probably would have worked there. Backdash would have lost to meaty yo-yo as well there. So like 9 times out of 10, Bridget player is doing Kickstart My Heart Break in the corner. 236S will hit you meaty, and it's like plus a million. It can be a true block string into 2K. So it's like at least plus 5, I guess. Killing Machine. I take a long time between games because that's what I do. Round start option. I saw 5K Invite Hell. Invite Hell seems so greedy on round start.
I think it was because of you backdashing before, so I wanted to catch that.
Have I backdashed? That was the first game. The first game I did walk back. The second game I did 5K. Second round I did 5K. I don't remember what I did the third round.
So the thing is, if you just walk back and I like don't catch it in time with a 5H, that's a really rough spot to be in. So I think that's why I went with Invite Hell.
I don't think it's worth it.
Invite Hell seems like I think if you're worried about like me backing off, that's perfectly fine. Because full screen, Zato really controls the neutral. You haven't done it yet, and I think you do it later in the set. But drills.
It took me a while to figure out that drills are the thing that beat yo-yo toss.
Yeah, drills is like what really dictates the matchup in neutral, because I can't really do anything. I have to be above it if I want to do anything that's of worth, and if I'm above it, you can like cancel into frog, drunkard shade into frog, just hit me because you can do whatever you want. Like if I'm trying to call out drills, I have to do like air H yo-yo or tiger knee S yo-yo. Like, and not even instant tiger knee S yo-yo. I have to be like a few extra frames off the ground in order for the yo-yo throw to go over the drills. Me being dumb again, but you haven't really punished me for it.
Ouch.
That was me messing up my tiger knee. My execution's godlike, guys.
You're a true biking player, you know that.
Oh yeah. Getting hit by this is like the mix-up. It becomes more and more of a mix-up the further we go on. But I think after this first one, you respect it more. Kicks 50% tension, and you block a Kickstart My Heart. I'm going to try and mix you up with a red RC.
Yeah, that is the schmix.
I drop my conversion here, get back thrown. Let's hope I don't die. Would have had to backdash or jump if I could have gotten out of that. Fuzzy jump out. I probably should have gotten hard punished for that. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a really weird interaction.
I feel like you can
Is that
tighten
code
up the
coming
block
out?
string here.
You should be able to 2S there, right? To continue
Yeah.
the string.
Yeah, you could
Yeah, you should.
probably do like 2S invite hell or like 2S
Off
drills.
Pierce.
Even cancel.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you can
2S
cancel the person
pierced
if Pierce.
or
Yeah, you could
2S
do
drills is
drills.
the usual.
You could just
Or
do
at
Pierce
least-
drills
Hold
and then
on.
could mash.
What is the sequence I do? Because I can tell you exactly what.
Pierce
So
2K
You know what? So
or
I didn't.
Pierce 2K.
Yeah, okay. I didn't think you would jump out. That was like a greedy, like going in for a low.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just good because if like you did drills there, then you just jump, and then if you're reading the jump, then you do frog. It's kind of like RPS.
I think if you have 50 tension as Zato, you just do a tight block string. Don't give them options and use 5D or a BRC mix up.
the sword even.
Or just do
Yeah, I
Sunblade.
guess you could
Sword is
just do
fine.
2P. If you're close enough to get a true block string with 2P, I guess go for that. But
This
you
is
don't-
off Danfang here, so
You should.
the
'cause
RPS
Macho definitely gets something off of this.
the RPS starts with the normal you do after this. So you did far slash. I think because you did far slash, you get FD'd out so far because you get 2 hits
Oh,
actually.
Yeah, so I mean, drills probably frog is like better. Right?
I like if you do like heavy slash into Eddie move. I don't know what you can do a lot of things. There's a lot to open up
Yeah,
there.
you can just catch the mash, and then if 5H also catches jump, like that's probably really strong.
I mean, there's
All you do is kill Eddie, and then you just get like Oki again off the 5H, like invite hell.
like there's the thought, oh, I can also DP there, but I don't really need to. There isn't. I don't know. If you're scared of DP, you're not doing 5S or far slash. I think there's.
Probably next time
do
just
is,
cover
like,
the jump.
Testing, like what people do. A lot of times I'll start with far slash, just to see how people react.
Okay. I can understand that. I think, but in this particular instance, I think the key interaction in this instance is far slash hitting twice means you get pushback further from my faultless defense.
Yeah.
Because if you were like just one hit far slash, you'd been like right here rather than all the way back there, and that allows me to get up.
I think even just like even when you get FD'd out to that distance, Zato seems like he can play at that distance pretty reasonably, right? So you don't really need to run in.
Yeah.
if you have Eddie, you can just kind of keep doing Eddie shit.
Yeah.
Seems
Like someone said, Pierce drills frog.
Just trying to drills is just good.
Drills is like
Like-
the win condition for Zato.
Because if you just pierce, like you're just gonna trade with Bridget normals.
Mm-hmm. Which has happened twice.
And then if you just keep drilling them, they're eventually gonna stop pressing, and then you can take space as 2S and then get like safe summons like 2S like Pierce into like drills or frog, you know.
You just start doing Zato shit.
The actuals, and then you're just like air dashing back and like mashing 2P.
Drills is like the
Zato
thing that
classic.
drills is what leads Zato into the win. Basically, I feel like that's the biggest thing that will lead to the win, especially in the corner. So trying to set that up it seems very important.
Yeah. I think we can all speak for the fucking pain Macho puts us through on a fucking drill.
Endless pain. You can run. It has slightly slow startup, so you can kind of like run up and like kill it before it starts. But and at least he's in like counter hit recovery while he's doing summons.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord.
I'm going to guess that was an attempt at 2S invite hell here.
Yeah. It was just...
I think
I never
even
tried
mid
that.
screen setting up drills just does so much for you. It allows you to push further, and you have access to a third Eddie move because you started out with Pierce. You do frog into Pierce again. I don't know. I feel
I
like
think Pierce just confirms the block string, but if you do drills, you kind of have to hope that they don't like
If
Also-
people jump during a non-real block string drills, you just die for it.
Yeah.
I think the key interaction block string decision here was you did Pierce. You were doing 2S invite hell with Pierce to seal it up, make it a tighter block string, rather than doing leap. I think drills would have just been really strong.
Well, I guess if you're reading the jump after like you jumped out.
Yeah, that's what frog is for. It's to cover a jump attempt.
Because it's like if you can 6p the frog, but then you jump over the drills, so you like are always guessing on that.
But it all starts here, right? Like first hit Pierce, you do second hit Pierce, dash up, 2S invite hell. Invite hell would at least get me blocking in the air.
Yeah, I mean this is just a fuck up on like the block string.
Yeah, I still think that drills would have been very powerful here if you had intended to do if the invite hell had actually gone through.
And then here you could also just like end with a pose too. But...
Oh, the last minute.
I think rather than ending with a pose, this is like I'm committing to. I'm saying I'm getting the hit off of this 2D. Like 2D connects the Pierce as a combo here.
Or mix up like a cheeky on summon. A lot of
Potentially.
things.
I don't know.
Layer
You
aggression.
So at this point, you can't really unsummon. You've gone for the close slash Pierce is coming out. I guess you could unsummon here after the first hit Pierce,
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah, but that's a hard read. That's
Do you want to
like
die
that.
for it though?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
it's the same with like Bridget 214S. Like they always do it, and then I'm like, oh, I haven't labbed this. I'm like, they just get free pressure.
I'm thinking that this Pierce is like not bad at all. I am saying if you get hit by this 2D, I am hitting you with Pierce and getting you to the corner. Like this is the same mix-ups. Like rather than you do close slash 2D and it's like close slash 5D would be the same thing. It's just high-low
Maybe you
mix-up
could've-
here.
You might have been able to unsummon after the frog. I don't know.
I mean, you probably can buffer the unsummon with the frog. This
for
to me is
like,
I'm trying
with
to
the
get
frog.
the hit here rather than steal a turn back.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Like I think this is a 100% perfectly fine block string that you do here. 2S catching me trying to get in closer. I try to BRC back. Get the YRC instead. I don't know what I was
So,
trying to do there.
there's
But
an
I,
There's no
I
OTG.
was gonna say, is there an OTG at that range?
I think 5H might OTG.
you probably
I
do
don't
like
know,
dash 5H,
Yeah, something
like
like
micro dash 5H. 2S might
2S
hit, yeah.
Probably would have been microdash 2S. Probably would have been the right call.
That's just that's labbing
Yeah.
stuff. It's not really.
And
That's
me also
easy.
doing the same thing.
I was FDing and then you die.
The
Oh.
classic.
Hey, yo.
It goes so fast now. It's insane.
It's a good
She
yo-yo.
needs it.
Like unironically though, she does need it. Okay, there's the first
like the
interaction
side
with
Arna,
drills
let's
here.
say she's like top 5 this matchup.
I like that approach to neutral. Actually, I feel like that's a change from what we've been seeing up to this point, right?
This is the first time that
Barbooch.
Barbooch is using drills in neutral, I think, the entire set. And
And
I think
unsummon.
this is probably like, oh yeah, okay, here's the instance where drills are gonna win some games or
so
something.
I don't like breaking the wall here.
I think
Seriously.
what happened
You
here.
kind of have to. It's not a
Yeah,
slump.
you use your whole meter.
Yeah.
No, you can get a hard knockdown into meaty invite hell, which will get you at least a little bit of Eddie meter back, and
Oh,
then
if
you
you
can
just-
run offense. You can run regular offense, then back it up with Eddie afterwards.
Could also
Frog
just do
hard
like
knockdown.
2S on summon here, maybe,
Yeah, you could do that.
or 2S Pierce 1 on summon.
What Macho likes to do for getting a hard knockdown is Drunkard Shade.
So
I don't know if I'd have been able to run up and get that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because if I really just wanted the hard knockdown, I could unsummon after the second frog hit.
yeah, if you're leaning on the knockdown here, that's probably where you want to unsummon. Because that's in the corner, hard knockdown.
Yeah.
And then we're back to round start. You don't have any gauge. Catching my yo-yo throw. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Is this one I do it? Nah. Like I've started doing jump H yo-yo more against Zato round start as like a more even neutral interaction, but Bridget things. Dash up 6p, classic.
Holy shit, I got hit.
I was gonna say I can't believe you backdashed the oppose at the end. That I gotta give you props for.
Little do people know, I have a pocket Zato.
I knew that
He's
one.
seen it.
I've done this shit, dude.
Yeah.
I'm very bad at it, but I've done this. I have also gone pretty deep in the layers against Macho. We've probably haven't played more than a first to 10 ever, but in one sitting. But I at least have reps against very smart Zatos. YRC. I don't know why I was trying to press there. Just a dropped combo. I have 100% tension. What happens? I get hit. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yep. You had so much to pick up off of, so long to pick up after that anyway. That was just a bad burst by me.
Yeah, that's kind of the classic bad Zato burst.
Yeah, second hit frog. Autopilot blocks dragging here. Yeah, that was just run up 2k2d when I wasn't even close to.
I think you should unsummon after the first drills. You lost all
Um,
your meter for not a whole lot.
Is it the
died.
drunkard that-
So I think rather
he
than
died.
just unsummon after the first drills, you let the drills rock longer. Because the drill isn't
Yeah.
covering you
Yeah,
here.
that's probably.
Like one extra drill. Because I get to check Eddie here. I get knocked down, sure, but I'm at... This is just so much better for me.
Yeah, you probably want to just take space, I guess.
I'm trying to check
There's-
Eddie low.
The Eddie dash.
So what happened here? That was just misspace here. Or either misspace frog or you're trying to call me out for jumping.
That was a hard read for a jump. Yeah.
Okay. I think... I don't know like how much you're paying attention to it or how much you've done Zato full screen Eddie summon stuff, but I've been pretty content to just check your, especially when you have like a pose out, I'm pretty content to just check on the ground. Yeah. Like right there you had a pose out. When I see a pose, I'm like, okay, if they're going to do Drunkard Shade against me, I want to hit Eddie before Eddie can do anything.
Yep.
Or
So,
just
like,
get 2p and then react to the jump.
you did an unsummon. I see a poses out here, right? You do Drunkard Shade, or well, I preemptively tried to beat Drunkard Shade with a 2k because I guess I didn't think I was going to recover in time to do 2s. And luckily I was able to get around that. That was a good dash block. Dash block is like secret tech against Kickstart My Heart. No one does
protect
it.
the whole video game, honestly.
Stops it from being plus.
Yeah. No, very few people do it, but it's very strong. Just dash block. If I don't have 50% tension, get ready to gamble. Because it's like, it's hard for me to do anything as Bridget there, because if I do any of my follow-ups, I'm getting punished guaranteed, and I'm almost definitely not plus, depending on spacing. In that spacing, it was definitely not plus. What can you do after that? Can you get more You do like 5p, 6p.
I think 5p, 6p is that's it.
Invite Hello TG maybe.
Well, the 6p is still a knockdown. The thought is you can get more. I think you can get more than just 5p, 5p, or 2p, 5p.
I think a lot of characters get it, certainly on counter hit. Actually, on counter hit 2p, you might. Is that what you mean, Dostrow? Like on counter hit 2p, you might be able to get more.
Well, this is like you're just doing 5p into nothing else. You could even just do like 5p into Pierce or like 5p into Drills, and it sets up better.
2p, 6p, like Drunkard Shade, probably, right?
Do you get something? 'Cause
I'm just saying that you press your P buttons and you don't do anything after it.
I think a lot of if you're correct, I think a lot of characters get counter hit 2p into 2k2d. It's just it's a tricky confirm, but
I think probably like the safest thing, you did 3 5ps. I'd say 3 is a pretty comfortable number to at least visually react to. I definitely got the hit. So even just doing something like I pressed my P buttons and now I'm going to summon Eddie and start pressure is, I think, a very good lead out of here.
On block, it's kind of like a bad RPS though, because you can like always just mash on like every Eddie summon, except if they're like close to you. Off like a block 2p, you can always just like mash versus it, and then basically all you can do is like oppose.
Well, this is you get the 5p and you 5p connects to 2p 5p 5p. That's 3 hits is like, at least for me, comfortable enough to visually confirm that I've hit someone.
What about a tick throw?
Tick throw is still greedy.
Yeah, you
but
can,
it's
like,
completely
I feel like
valid.
You probably just want to go for the combo. Just like in general, like 2p, 6p, like Drunkard
Yeah,
Shade.
you get a knockdown. You don't really need a throw.
That and like just buying.
I mean, regardless of what you can do here, there's definitely more that you can do, and just like, I don't know, a minute in practice in training mode can figure out something clean.
Yeah, 5H is afterwards is more of like trying to catch a mash.
This is spaced breaks, also representing the threat of shoot RC. Yeah. Yeah, I was basically locked into doing something there. I'm leaning in on that 5H. Could probably do more. That was H Yo-Yo's throw, but it got 5 JH. Yep. That's another instance. You tried backdashing previously in a technically different setup. Meaty Yo-Yo is enough for me to like autopilot through a backdash or an attempted jump here.
Nope.
So like the meaty Yo-Yo would catch you blocking if you did nothing, or if you try to backdash, I get this 5.
Basically, just don't backdash against Bridget on.
This is same situation as earlier. Oppose out means I'm looking for Drunkard Shade shenanigans. Corner. Backdashing again on wake up after break.
That's a setup. Oh my god.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's just that's layer 1 of BRC forward stuff.
214S meaty.
And it's 236S hits meaty, and that turns into a mix-up of if I do one or the other.
I can never visually see it because I know there's supposed to be like sparks that go out, but I never see it. I'm a boomer.
Yeah. If it doesn't have sparks on the way out, then it's the set. If it has sparks on the way out, it's the throw.
The other one that Macho was saying was you can just wait for the yo-yo to go past you and figure out a timing to mash after it. If you don't want to have to try to visually confirm it. Because if it's the regular yo-yo in the corner...
Yeah, I think the easiest gauge of is, did it hit me yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they just start smashing.
Because
Probably
it's always
got
one
the-
or the other. It's never both.
You probably got the invol on the back actually, but I guess it doesn't matter if you get the combos.
Yeah.
If you hit Bridget, does the set go away?
If she gets hit or blocks anything, then the yo-yo
The
always
set
comes
does
back.
work, Okay. Oh, it comes back.
It
Yeah,
always
it's
comes
not-
back.
Privilege.
But it doesn't do damage on the way back.
Yeah,
if
it
you
doesn't
trigger
do damage on the way back.
Yeah. Oh my god, that'd be.
If
so
it did, that would be
getting
kind of
hard
that would
ass
be busted.
That'd be so
God.
cursed.
That's another backdash off of break.
Okay, I got it though.
This is like the freest of all free setups for Bridget. Like anyone who has a day one Bridget, this is such an easy thing to learn. Wall bounce, like 5HH into Kickstart My Heart Break meaty yo-yo set, and you've just backdashed every single time, I think.
You should have hold it or probably fuzzy jump.
That's me being, hey, round start is for chumps. I messed up my kill though.
Rip. Gotta.
I always take forever between games because that's what I do, at least in competitive environments. There's that jump H yo-yo. I think that's very strong for Bridget. The call out there, which is admittedly a hard call out, which
or
is
jump JP
JD.
or oh
You get
because
you
of the
get
range.
you get counter hit JD and you can do like whatever that you want.
That's pretty
Can
risky.
you drunkard shade her projectile? Does that do anything?
Probably
It
not.
probably stops the hit, but I don't think it. You're not sending the yo-yo
Right.
back.
Yeah, this is
Risk-
the yo-yo is already out, and it was the throw, not the set.
Where's Milia like hits you for some reason? That's like if you're really close.
It turns it into Zato's projectile, so that. Oh man, that'd be funny.
But sometimes it's so bad for him because it won't hit, and then you're just like minus like.
Yeah.
After, just does nothing.
That sounds about right.
Good recognition on I'm just like kind of hard baiting a whole lot of things. Safe jump is able to get around a lot.
Yeah, nice gold burst.
The burst is like you get 100% tension afterwards, but I don't know. You have low health. I guess Bridget doesn't do a lot of damage here, and you have control of neutral. I'm not a fan of the Sun Void
Oh
though.
my.
Sun Void is like here, just do something, anything, rather than controlling.
Yeah, the desire to spend your meter right after a gold burst is pretty strong, but
I feel like you might like just do the shark super instead.
Oh my god, dude.
you don't
I
need
was
to do
supposed
anything.
be
I
a
think.
forward
Yeah, but I feel like
damage.
it's kind of weak.
I guess yeah. The Shark's super is like definitely always going to be blocked. You already have full eddy gauge. You just like throw it out and send it. I don't know.
What
But I
about
want to like
that-
wait a little bit so you can like anticipate that you're gonna like actually get the shark hit with like a counter poke. Cause then
What about like the wacky like fast blue RC like fly shit Zatos do? Is that just a gimmick or does that actually?
That's just to
JD
exit the corner. JD
Yeah, I
fast
feel like
PRC. That does.
Maybe fast RC, yeah.
That's not something that is intending to hit your opponent with.
yes, you do that 1 out of 100 games to like close the gap. But like I don't really. Do you want to close the gap with Zato in this matchup?
No, you don't. You want to. If you do want to do anything, you like. If you want to play neutral, you want to stay 3/4 ish screen, or more, and set up drills, cover the drills, cover a drunkard shade with the drills, and then keep doing that until you get close
Yes,
and
you
start the
have to.
mix.
Yeah, well, and you can sunvoid after you like get drills on the screen or something.
Yeah,
Just to
Sun
get
Void
your
is
bar back.
something that is good when your opponent is already blocking.
Oh, you could do.
Or
the
you don't
thing
have
that
Eddie.
Jonathan Tene does. You could do like walk up a little bit and then break the law and then like PRC out of it and like punish something if they do.
That's
Actually,
hilarious. I
that's-
love that shit.
That seemed to like actually be kind of strong because someone would like try to like, cause like you can like vary the time when you like come up from the ground and then like it seems kind of strong that you can like punish people.
When I see drunkard
It's like a
shade
fun
coming out
combo.
and Eddie is not out, I just hover around the shadow and try to get them.
Oh, and you could do the what, invite hell into like PRC. That seems like really strong because the invite hell's like instant, and then you can just block right after it. It seems like pretty strong. It's like good use as a meter.
Just generally, this looks like Mists on Void, by the way. After you do your gold burst, like, oh, hey, I have 100% tension. Let's spend it right away. You don't have to. Like, you've just sent your opponent full screen. Zato has a better handle of the neutral at this distance. So just, like, establish neutral and then use your tension later to, like, continue block string or keep yourself safe somehow.
I think you could, like, just notice that, like, if you're, like, doing a gold burst and you have so much meter that, like, opponent's probably going to be kind of nervous. And, like, you can see that Bridget's, like, doing a lot of, like, jump up and then project out. Like, that's pretty safe options. You can probably just take a little bit of space and then do, like, some, like, option select thing where you do, like, invite hell, PRC forward, and then you can get pressure started.
Or even
Can
just,
I
like...
grab whiff for spacing, or?
Dash up command throw. I would think I was preemptively backdashing anyway, but the dash command throw would have hit if I wasn't backdashing. I don't know, the timing would have actually caught me with the backdash there, because it always seems sort of ethereal how long YRC block stun is.
Yeah.
Patient round starts. What was that escape there at the block string?
It's just after first hit appears. Oh, not even first hit.
It was, 2S. Yeah, at that distance, I don't think there's anything to get me to escape there.
If you're never like 6ping or mashing, you probably just do Frog. Like represent Frog more often in your block strings to catch jumps, because I've definitely been seeing a lot of jumps to avoid pressure. The optimal.
Expressive. That's always good.
Okay.
Classic. This Zato gamer caught me trying to yo-yo there.
And it. Achieve the win condition.
Round start 2D. That was supposed to be Frog. Yo-yo catches your summon.
Like that back off from the 2-1-4.
There's some drills
Frog.
action.
Yeah, I like these on summons. Instead of just letting your
if that was
friend go
2H, it was GG's.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I feel like that
so
wanted to
unlucky.
be 2H.
You know
You
what
got
it was
robbed.
supposed to be? It was supposed to be Drunkard. Because that can work like 2H in this.
Oh yeah, and then it goes and then you get a huge combo. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would work.
Man.
With the oppose out,
You just want to go 2H, right? If you see
Yeah.
Yeah, usually I do. I didn't think you would jump there. I actually remember that moment. I was like, what the fuck?
Or you
you
can
got
just like, yeah, I guess you have to react with the 6P, right? Or air grab. Oh.
I mean, you can react with like anything that hits above the chest.
Yeah.
This was just Eddie was already in the middle of Pierce, so confirming off that was weird.
I guess, yeah, you just gotta be like, get that mental stack up. Just
Got
come
the
to bunch of
Abare
games.
going.
Gotta be ready to like chase down or react to the approach. Kinda rough.
Doing a good job of building your
Oh my
back.
god, that was crazy. Aww.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Oh,
This one doesn't work,
I
does
like
it?
that.
Oh,
Well,
it does work.
I tried
That-
to
Just get a meter trade, like that's good.
I tried to fast PRC throw, but
Wait, that was clean.
the PRC, if I just done PRC nothing, I would have blocked that.
Yeah, but you're so plus. so,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
your Omega plus after that.
if you just meter trade there, I like to do that as melee a lot. Like if they're doing a projectile, I'll just like do Sepna voices, and then they have the PRC to get out of it. And if it's versus like HC or something, I'm glad to just like get rid of their meter.
Oh,
A super install stolen is a round saved.
like barely got around the frog here.
I know that was.
Invite Hell
Oh,
gets
And
caught
it hit
by
the
Scooter.
frog.
I swear, it's like that. I swear sometimes, maybe it's just melee, but it's like unfuckwithable.
I
The
mean,
wheel?
I had
Or-
50% tension. We're both about to be dead. This is like forcing the action. I don't know. You were also just in like a million frames of block stun.
I like that invite hell, but like I would not. Yeah, I would not expect like it to be that fast.
When Bridget has 50% tension, you're like not safe on the ground ever.
I just guess you gotta read it. Well, cause like if you do the invite hell, like it would catch the dash.
That's
But
what
it
I
was just
thought,
the
it would
dash came
catch
out
the
literally
dash.
instantaneously.
She
Like, I would
goes
not have
fast.
expected that at
Mhm.
all.
She
But I
goes
guess you just gotta know.
lightning fast.
You can't react. It's kind of messed up.
You just gamble at that point. Like, if you really want to preempt it, I think like
Yeah.
just any button, like
Like-
long-lasting buttons.
The idea is there to just like invite hell, set up neutral, but neutral's for chumps, and Bridget just kickstart my heart
It was
right
just
in there.
yeah. I mean, it has like 18 frame startup, so you just gotta
Just-
hit like right before it came out.
S-
Mm.
Like the
sliding
idea,
into your
you just have to
DMs.
know apparently that you can't do that. Sometimes
Yeah.
you should be able to do stuff, but you just can't. And you
Yeah.
you just gotta hold that. Oh.
What are you looking for there, Dostrow?
Probably a burst
Nice.
bait because we're already super deep.
Sure.
Oh my god. That was crazy.
So good challenge.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the
Try
same
to,
situation. Drunkard Shade is out, and I'm
into
looking for it.
oppose, and then like frog, right? Because I don't. They can't catch it if you go right into oppose, right?
You have to be
Um,
real fast. I
No, you
think.
can still get hit.
Yep, like the earliest, even the earliest frame, like my 2S is super active here. But
Mhm.
I think in order to change up this interaction, you just wait with the oppose longer or unsummon completely.
Yeah, I could also just clap and have Eddie just do drills from there
Yeah.
or something.
Drills is like the centralizing point of this matchup, and you've only done
Yeah,
it
you're
a little
just trying
bit.
to force, and then if they're ready to counter it, then you're just gonna. It's probably just like. I guess now you know that they're gonna counter it, so you just gotta like take space instead of
Yeah.
like directly trying to get pressure started.
Can you go back a bit?
Just gotta take space.
I'm looking at the kickstart into RC.
Now, that was fast
Um,
RC down
And then you
2K.
definitely don't want to approach
That's-
after your
yeah,
Eddie
like,
dies.
yeah. What do you do about that? Like,
It's a
Uh,
fist
If you
situation.
if you want to react to this, which I'm not saying it is in air
It's
quotes
quote unquote
reactable.
reactable.
It's like on the
Two S is
border.
reactable.
It's on the border of like consistently reactable. Default block low, react high.
Yeah.
The 2K is not reactable, but
Yeah.
The
2S
You
is a
can
little-
react to the overhead version, which would be
they're going to be in the air and they like the
Fa-
red. It's usually a red RC back.
it's
You can
fast
usually
red
try to-
RC back JS. And there's other indicators too, like if I'm slowing down my kickstart my heart, so that the momentum doesn't mess it up if it actually gets hit.
Mhm.
Is there a gap anywhere?
The-
Not when
there's
it's
no
red.
if there technically can be a gap between the kickstart my heart and the shoot, but otherwise there is no gap.
Gotcha.
Well,
but
there's
if you
al-
have a reversal, like what are you gonna do?
the gap
Right,
is
no, that's what
2K
I was asking.
6H.
Unless you're like biking or something, it's like
Bike
Bike-
and Leo.
This is yet another instance of the meaty. I'm like super plus after this, by the way. And maybe not super plus, but very plus.
Ultra plus.
Yeah.
If you got no reversals,
Make-
like Zato, you gotta hold that.
What do you mean? I use 2P, my favorite reversal.
Well, I guess you
I
can
mean,
RC, but when they do it
anything is
slow,
a
then
reversal.
it auto baits it, so it's annoying.
so we had
This-
drills and Toad there, and yeah, and then Toad catches the Toad.
Nice.
This sets up.
That
You
was
get
so
the wall
good
break
because
off
they're
of
doing
this.
the jump back
Oh,
like H projectile.
we take those.
A little bit of spaghetti.
Was that just supposed to be like dash up 2S and you got damned fang?
Nice.
The
Uh,
classic.
That was a setup actually.
Yeah.
This is an
Yeah.
American
Nope.
reset.
Frame kill.
Nobody tell Mom.
Kills.
Secret frame kill. You love to see it.
Classic.
I'm glad I'm
Oh
not
my
the only one
God.
that happens
Honestly,
to.
the secret
That was
class brought to you by
crazy.
Wexler.
That's that Eddie shit.
Command Oh my god.
5k interacting with 2D there.
I think you can always 6p the 6H follow up. I don't think you can get a low
Ooh.
before you get your 6p out.
Well, like the JK can sometimes hit super low and 6p not active
Oh
enough.
no, this is embarrassing.
This was I believe I talked
you
about
should
this
I've seen that
earlier.
anyway, just
Yeah.
Really?
There's no movement here on this red RC because I see that the red RC like actually isn't hitting.
Yeah.
Then that's why I know that there's a burst coming.
Okay.
There's a hard tell in RCs at least.
You'll feel it.
Yeah, when they got RC, you just have to like hold it a bit longer. Normally.
Lock the baby.
That
That's a
I
meaty.
got hit by that so many times.
That's a meaty setup, by the way.
I try to backdash, read it, and then it hits me my backdash.
Rock
Yeah,
the
that
baby
was-
is Rock the baby is
was
a
the-
call out for throw tech or backdash.
Yeah, you gotta
That's
hold
the
up.
only one that I was like, I can't
Hold
believe
up
that
or
hit.
mash.
You gotta hold up or just try to react to
Ah.
it.
Rock the baby should be just a pure call out move, but I let the invasive
I mean, if
monsters
they're
hit me.
buffering it, like that's just a call out.
Yeah, I like
Any,
I use it
putting
too
anything
much,
on
and
me,
that
but-
move is bad. Oh, I was going to point out this OTG
this
setup
setup,
hits
This
meaty.
set is good. Because they were backdashing so often before, so I mean, in this set, if you're just reading a backdash, it's just good.
It's almost like, I mean, this is almost more philosophical, but like, there's something to be said for representing the option, even if it is bad, right? Because your opponent still has to do something about it.
I think this is the first Rock the Baby I did the entire set, and
Yeah,
it's game
yeah, and in the
5.
set, I think
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah, and now your opponent's going, holy shit, I don't want that to happen
But
again.
Also, the
like-
first time you DP'd in the set, which is fine.
Also,
This right in.
why I paused this here in the first place, OTG Tiger Knee H Yo-Yo Throw is Ultra Plus.
That's so messed up.
It's Ultra Plus. It is it's a true block string into like 2k, probably 5k. It's like plus a lot. So
Better
this
than
catches your
this.
backdash again, or fuzzy jump or something.
That's a big thing I need to learn.
It's executionally intense. It's a weird timing.
I feel like the more you learn about characters, the more you learn you just have to like block forever.
Yeah,
Just
Okay.
block.
there's that more interaction. Zato being in the air is relatively solid against Bridget,
Oh wow!
but
I would never enter there. That's crazy.
well, it's like I just did 5p or 5k on round start. Okay, I see the 5k didn't hit.
You have a lot of time to.
I-
It's just
react
good
at that point.
awareness. Like that's crazy.
I've run into that situation a lot against a lot of different characters. This is a setup that I really like to do
I
because
just-
it sets up.
Especially against Bridget, a
Wall
lot of
slump.
people like jumping around start.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wait, is that actually a frame kill?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw.
That's-
I thought you missed and put it in our.
No, no, no.
show.
Th-
No,
this
that's
I have
good for you.
come up with a ton of setups. If you have looked at my Twitter recently, I've come up with more. Wall slump, rock the baby, S yo-yo set, close slash meaty.
Oh, that probably builds such meter.
It also sometimes it's fast. It's fast enough now that you can close slash whiff accidentally. By the way, because they reduced the recovery on yo-yo set. What it originally was, this setup, which I'm very bad at, whiff rock the baby, tiger knee S yo-yo set, so that the yo-yo is just high enough when you do your true block string into rolling movement. You can get both hits of JS on the way down, no hits of the one hit JS on the way down, both hits JS, fuzzy JK, fast RC down. Which is
A lot of
complete.
fucked shit.
The first time people see this, they don't realize that it's what happens. So the first time I do it, it goes into more. But I have a bunch of fancy
So
OSs
many
now.
messed up setups. The optimal.
Classic. There was more time for that. I guess yeah, there's more time for the.
Cause yeah, normally you just go for
Sure.
on someone there, but I like the damage. Again, the damage.
I'm changing up my
Oh.
timing here.
What a
Wait, was that a
YRC
2S?
bait. That was crazy. Oh my god.
This is where I let the intrusive
Oh
thoughts
my
win.
God.
This is where I let the intrusive thoughts
the
win.
True Dostrow is
No, no, no.
revealed.
No, you'll see where the intrusive thoughts win.
I
I thought this
refuse
was
to
going to kill.
believe-
I thought this was going to kill.
Oh, I already know what's gonna happen.
Another
This
one.
You
is-
It's gonna catch the
motherfucker.
backdash. It's gonna catch the backdash.
No.
Ooh.
I let the
Oh.
I let the intrusive thoughts win.
Crazy person.
You fly away. Oh, you didn't.
I let the intrusive thoughts win. This is
You
my
know what? I
fault.
like the
Dodgers
idea.
just
Maybe you
bring
can
it
go
here.
over it.
That would have hit me.
This is why you don't
Back
hang
it
out
up
with
on me.
leaders.
Well,
That
my thought
definitely would've
process
hit me.
was I literally just finished the first round with first hit JS cancel JH 2K. So I thought, oh, they're looking out for this now, right? I was wrong. I wanted to win with Rock the Baby. This
I
is
mean,
me being
You did.
a funny guy.
yeah, I won't let. That would definitely would have hit.
That's a meaty setup, by the way.
That's so messed up.
That's she's had this since
Yeah,
the previous
that's why I
patch.
didn't challenge, because I played some Bridget Power that was doing that to me a million
At least you don't
times.
get mix.
You get mixed on the yo-yo comeback setup, so
Yeah, you do get
Oh wait,
mixed.
never mind. Oh god.
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot.
you're
Solid
right back in the
BRC.
pot.
So
Oh,
you just
I crossed under
straight
his
up
keys.
side switch mix off grab, which is kind of messed up.
This was probably me mashing DP. Not gonna lie.
It worked out.
Bruh.
Yeah, we can even see
Yeah.
down here.
I can't believe that you pressed a button after blocking frog. That's insane.
I let the intrusive thoughts win in the end.
If you know, you know. I mean,
I just really like Rock the Baby because it's funny. But I really need to stop using it, which I've been using it less. I used it probably 3 or 4
It
times
used
the
to
entire
be
set.
like 3
I
or
think
4
the-
times per round.
Yeah, because
if
every
it, like not autopilot and like know when to stop doing it, I think it's fine. But like if it works, it works.
I think last week when you weren't here, Dostrow, I think I was the most upset watching a fighting game during your set when you played I think it was
C Chavez.
yeah, where you blocked the yellow RC and you went instead of like, hitting the punish, you went to rock the baby and he called out and he like called it out with a close slash and then you lost the game.
It was a 2-edge.
I was like, oh, sick! You brought the yellow RC, you get burst here. That's great. And then
That's
you
just-
rock the baby, and I was like, no.
No, that's just justice. Got what you deserve.
Justice.
Me and Coffee were watching it, and I just had to pause the clip, and I was like, no.
Well, just think of it this way. At the end of this, you guys will get really good at getting out of Rock the Baby, right?
Getting babies
No,
rocked.
Macho was
I-
playing
no.
against Hotashi in grand finals last week at FGC meetups, and
crazy.
they got their babies rocked 0 times against Hotashi.
This is true.
Very true. I personally, and I know,
Never
like,
used it.
it caused
Hotashi used it like 2 times, and Macho got out of it both times.
I still think there's something to be said for keeping your opponent honest with shit like that.
Macho does
gamble
not
on
get.
it, but-
Macho only gets his baby rocked like 1 out of every 10 times. At worst.
It's
So
literally
what you're
like
what
really
you're
a
saying is
mirage
keep
grab.
doing it and it'll work.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
1 in 10.
probably a player matchup thing too, right? Because
That's
some
more
It's-
hits than I got last time.
It's not really a player matchup thing. You need to be able to overwhelm the options on defense or call out hard call out or something.
I have enough
I'm
other
just
shit
glad
going on
Bridget-
that like you forget about the option or you mental overload them, right?
I mean, at least Bridget, you can like kind of just down back, unless they got like the 2-1-4S. Like if they just have close S pressure, like they're just doing close S 2S 5H, and you can like always just like
Well, as long as Yo-Yo is not out, you can just block.
yeah.
Yo-yo makes shit scary as fuck.
And then when they strike through you, you're like, oh. Gold Lewis strike.
One thing that I really like doing with Bridget, dash up, rock the baby, because then they go for the throw tech.
It works
Uh,
sometimes. Like when the rock the baby lands like at the end of it, you can like grab it sometimes, which is so weird.
Yeah,
It's the
There's
weirdest
a-
interaction.